Hi, everybody. Well, a Carnival guest recently ran into an issue. Doesn't always come up, but it can in the future. It can come up. And that was they weren't able to make their final payment. Not because they didn't have the money, not because the card went through, but something had happened with their travel agent. So I want to explain what you should do in this situation. So recently, a Carnival guest was getting ready. They booked, they're a first-time cruiser. They were nervous about making bookings, unsure about the situation, what they should do, where they should go, what kind of cabin they should they get the drink package, etc. So a good thing to do in that case is to reach out to a cruise travel person and maybe a travel agent who is experienced with cruising and use them as your travel agent. That way you can bounce questions off them and get a much more, a better idea of your cruise. Kind of makes sense, right? So everything was going smoothly. The deposit was going through. They've got receipts from Carnival. There were no issues there whatsoever. And then when final payment was coming due, apparently this travel agent had a link where you would submit the link and the payment through this link, but they never received a confirmation of payment. They never received a charge even on their card. So it wasn't like the agent was taking the money and stealing it. Now this could be done by two things. One, the agent can collect the money and put it into an account, like an agency account, and then make the payments. That sometimes happens. That happens a lot when agents are charging fees for their services. You have to pay them, goes into an account, they take their cut, they put it into the shared account. Another thing could be, this could just be a link for them to get the information, and then they go ahead and make the payment for you through Carnival Cruise Line. In either case, nothing was happening, and then on that phone number that they used to contact the agent, they got a very sad and disturbing message that unfortunately the travel agent had passed away from cancer. Now, in this travel agency and the phone number, they of course were, sad to hear that the travel agent had passed away, but there were no instructions on what to do now. Because all payments, once you use a travel agent, etc., have to go through the travel agent. You can go on the app and you can buy specialty dining, you can book shore excursions, etc., but you can't actually make changes to your booking or make payments on your booking without going through the agent. That's their responsibility. And the agent, they said, well, there's no phone number here. There's nothing on the phone. It just says, unfortunately, she had passed away. The reason for that probably is like myself. I use my own cell phone. It's my work phone. It's my personal phone. And if my children got a hold of my phone, if I was unfortunately passed away, they would not give instructions, obviously, on how to connect your travel. They would just be devastated already and just say that, their father had passed away. So that's the reason there's probably no link or no how to move your booking. It's because it's their own phone. Now, what should you do in this situation? There are two things. If the travel agent is independent and working on their own, then they're the only person that you're talking to. They don't have a company. It's just them. Then you have to contact the cruise line itself, explain the situation. They will usually immediately make a note on the booking to make sure that you don't lose your cruise. And then they will work to transfer everything back to you, that you can make payments and everything through the app or the hub, etc. on your own. That's a fix. It will take a while. You'll be on the phone quite a bit. to make this change. They have to contact certain people through the cruise line, etc. It's not a matter of them just saying, oh, okay. First of all, they have to verify it's you. So that you have to know your booking number, you have to know your ship, your sail date, the passenger's name, their date of birth, their mailing, etc. Things like that, they would be on there. They're not just going to change it over to you on your word. You're going to have to prove this is you. But if you're, say, dealing, let's use myself as an example, I'm not independent, I work by myself, etc., with my niece Angelina, but we have Travel Only is our company, and we work through them. We're agents for them. So if something were to happen to me or Angelina, etc., and you were reaching out, you could call Travel Only and let them know that I had passed away, or they would probably already know that I had passed away, and they would manage to book you and move you to another agent who would service your booking for the final payment, etc., and make changes. And at that point, you can decide whether or not to keep that agent or move on to somebody else. They would just put somebody in there to fill in, and that agent would then get any commission that's coming, etc. normally. I'm not even sure how that works. After I'm gone, I don't really care. Myself, I would be more worried that the people that were trusting me to use, make my bookings and everything for them, made sure they got to their cruise. So that's a situation that comes up very unlikely. It does happen reverse a lot. A lot of times people will book a year and a half, 2 years ahead of time. And then by the time it comes, you'll make your booking and everything, and then you'll contact them sporadically or just in time for the cruise. Final payment, like a month or so before the cruise, only to find out somebody has passed away. And you were never contacted. So it becomes particularly devastating for someone like myself who holds personal group cruises, where, there are lots of agents out there who will create a group and everything, book into the group, but they never see those people. They never go on the cruise itself. I host my own group cruises, usually 2 a year, and when I host them, I try and get there. Obviously, I had issues this time, but I've been on pretty much all of them except one when I had COVID. And I get to meet people, and you interact with people, or people will call you at home and have conversations with you. They'll email you happy birthday and happy Canada Day and Merry Christmas, etc. You get to know people, and then you all of a sudden don't hear from them, and then when you go to contact them, you found out they passed away. It's a heartbreaking situation in this business. And as we're all getting older, it happens more and more frequently every single time. Every group cruise I've ever had, and I do 2 a year for many years now, this situation has come up, and it really hurts. I still miss some of these people to this day because you grow an attachment. And I can imagine it's reversed for people who grow attached to their travel agent. If you use the same travel agent all the time, you trust them, etc., for any situation, right? Your mechanic, your plumber, anybody someone who comes in to clean your house that you hire, a babysitter, anything like that, you grow a friendship. And it can happen this way too. But if you're a booking and something happens to your travel agent, the first thing to do is to know if they have an agency or if they're independent. Then you call the cruise line. You won't lose your booking. You just have to go through the steps to get it back to you. But if you're a first-time cruiser, you may not know what to do. But now you do.